In this exercise, what we're going to do is just sort of pull it all together and work with one image, and you're going to see the progress as we move through. And the image we're going to work with is little old me right here in a Hawaiian shirt. And what we're going to do is prepare the Hawaiian shirt image for placement into this page. To get yourself started, open up the shirt.fw.png file located in your exercise folder. Now here's what I want you to do. As soon as this opens, do a save as back to the exercise folder. Save as, and just call it Shirt 01. Click Save. Now, why did I ask you to save it as a different name? Because you're going to be making changes to an original, and you never, ever, ever work on the original. Also, you're going to be able to see how some of the decisions you make will actually affect the new image as opposed to the original. So what I want you to do now is open up Shirt, File Open, right there, Shirt fw.png, and then I just want you to grab the tab and just put the file right there. Okay, so we're going to have them side by side. This is the original, this is the one we're going to work on. All right, so select shirt01fw.png. Now the first thing we're going to do here is just take a look at the levels. So you come to Filters, Adjust Color, Levels. And you can see that it's fairly flat. And the main reason it's flat is this massive area of black in here. It's fairly dark in here and in here. Really the only bright area is sort of around the shirt and the t-shirt that's underneath it. Now one of the things you can do is just sort of set the white and the black points. Well, we already know what the black is, so you can just click on the black there. If you set the white point and just pick an area of the white shirt, you see the image just comes up a little bit brighter. If I move this over here, you can see immediately my skin tone has become a little bit brighter. This is good. Click OK. Another thing that we want to do is sort of bring up a little bit of the detail in the blue shirt. So we can come back to Levels. Just click the I button, open it up, and let's play with the blue. So you choose the blue channel. And again, really all you need to do is just identify the white point, and it will just bring up the blue just that little bit. Now you can move it this way, and you notice I turned green. This is not a good thing. You can move it this way, but if you move the midtone, just remember what you're doing here is you're moving on the color wheel to either side. So you're going to be either adding red or adding green. So you got to be very careful. And we'll just cancel that and we'll redo it. So we'll just pull this in just a little bit. There we go. It's a little bit brighter. Click OK. Brightness and contrast. Select the image. Adjust color. Brightness, contrast. You might want to bring up a little bit of the brightness and contrast. So we've taken the brightness down a bit. And if I take it up, you can see that it just blows me out. So you got to be very careful here. Again, it's the art of subtlety. And if I increase the contrast, you can see that it looks terrible. Well, if you want the Andy Warhol look, it works. So we're just going to bring up the contrast a little bit here. There we go. Click OK. And we've added brightness and contrast. And now let's add the unsharp masking. Sharpen, unsharp mask. Now, again, you've got to be very careful with this one. What you want to do is sort of just get yourself back to about 1 pixel. Maybe even 1 pixel would be fine. Right there, the pixel radius, just go out 1. And if you increase the threshold, not a lot happens, but as you decrease it, it does. You notice that it brightens up in my eye there, especially right here, right this point here where there's that white. So you really want to keep an eye on this because the unsharp masking does not bring stuff into focus. It just increases contrast between contiguous pixels. So I'm just going to reduce the unsharp mask a bit here. Take a look. It looks okay, but I might take it up a little bit more. I think we'll stay with that. Click OK. And you can see that by simply doing simple color correction, even with an image that's really dark, you can make some pretty big improvements if you use subtle movements. So in this lesson, basically what we did was we applied the levels, we adjusted the midtone, we brought up the blue a little bit to bring up the shirt, we decreased the brightness, increased the contrast to bring up a little bit more detail, and then applied unsharp masking to it. And just simple, small movements really can give you quite dramatic effects. Now, don't go for dramatic. You're going for subtle. You want this to look as real as possible.